Good, happy Tuesday morning, June 29, 2021. I'm Riley King, and welcome to this Tuesday morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. We have a lot of news to get to this Tuesday morning, so let's begin. First up, communities expand cooling options due to extreme heat. Later pool hours in cooling centers. Keach Pool in Concord opened late until 8 p.m. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9, Charisse LeClaire.
As we ease back into life with friends and family, Mahindra is here to help on the good days.
The waters of the Keach Pool in Concord looked very inviting Monday afternoon as temperatures remained in the 90s. Concord Parks and Rec announcing that due to extreme heat, the pools would stay open a while later, until 8 tonight, to help people stay cool. Other communities are expanding options for people too.
The first thing we did was expand the hours of our senior activity center to anybody who needs just a break, a couple of hours in the air conditioning.
That location at 125 Cottage Street will be open daily from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. during the heat wave. Portsmouth beat a record high temperature today, topping out at about 96 degrees this afternoon. The old record was 93 degrees in 1993. The city opened its outdoor pool last Monday. They've been evaluating COVID restrictions they had in place last summer.
We lifted all of the restrictions, which meant, first of all, that it's open free for Portsmouth residents, but it's open to anyone from out of Portsmouth.
Non-Portsmouth residents have to pay $4 for adults, $2 for kids.
You don't have to make a reservation like last year. You aren't restricted to 45 minutes. So that's a huge benefit.
They're urging people to keep an eye on each other, especially those who are vulnerable to extreme temperatures, and seek air conditioning. Smith also reminding people tonight there's cooling assistance for those 60 and older whose health is badly affected by this heat. Project Cool Air helps make air conditioners available to those who qualify. You can learn more about that in the city's welfare department. Live in Manchester tonight, I'm Charisse LeClaire, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. As Granite Staters seek relief from heat at beach, lifeguards warn of cold water. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Come see Darla and Hildy at Clark's Bears in Lincoln, New Hampshire. Visit clarksbears.com to reserve your tickets today. With high temperatures expected for the next several days, lifeguards at Hampton Beach are focused on making sure people stay safe.
We want people to come to the beach and enjoy it, great place to cool off. But when we want people to come, we want them to hydrate, bring hydrating food, drink a lot of water, Gatorade, watermelon's great.
Lifeguards will also be looking out for signs of hypothermia. The water temperature this morning was just 48 degrees.
We've had really strong west-southwest wind. So southwest wind pushes that top layer of water out to sea. It actually makes the water a lot cooler than you would expect when it's 100 degrees.
And when that happens, they say hypothermia can happen within minutes.
If you're in there too long, hypothermia does set in. We do see that quite a bit here at Hampton Beach, especially in June, May, early in the season. You might walk a little slower. You may not move. Your language may slow down. You may be talking, but the words aren't coming out how they're supposed to. You know what you're saying, but the people around you might be like, what?
For now, lifeguards recommend limiting time in the water and taking breaks to warm up on the beach.
We can be at 78 one day here, and the next morning you come in as 52. So it's a big swing. It's all wind dependent. So it all depends. We can't control that, but we do monitor it every morning. We check the temperature in the water twice a day. So we're just always planning.
If someone doesn't feel right after being in the water, they should check in with a lifeguard. Reporting in Hampton, Kristen Carosa, WMUR News Now.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Accused New Hampshire church shooter asked for trial delay. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Tractor has been in our family since 1955, when great-grandfather Pearlie and our grandfather George decided to sell tractors.
Well, Jen, today the suspected shooter told a judge that in order to represent himself, he will need more time to prepare. The judge agreed to allow Dale Holloway to represent himself, but did assign a defense attorney to be on standby. There will be a hearing in 2 weeks to define that attorney's role. Holloway is facing multiple charges, including attempted murder for the 2019 shooting at a Pelham church. Now, Holloway is asking for a 6-month extension on his trial, which is currently set for September.
I'm pretty much currently restricted, which is the reason why I'm asking for a continuance. I haven't been able to order commissary. I've been in the state prisons for 30 days now, and I still can't order a book of stamps.
The state strenuously objects. The victim has waited long enough for justice, and the state wishes to proceed in September.
The judge has scheduled a hearing to decide whether to extend that trial date. Holloway did plead guilty last month to assaulting his original court-appointed lawyer in the case. He was sentenced to up to 15 years in prison in that case. Reporting live, Monica Hernandez, WMUR News.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. One more Granite Stater dies of COVID-19 as minimal spread of virus seen in New Hampshire, in all New Hampshire communities. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
Tractor has been in our family since 1955, when great-grandfather Pearlie and our grandfather George decided to sell.
Pandemic in New Hampshire now. Community transmission is now minimal across all of the state. Stratford and Sullivan counties join the rest of the state today. There are 59 new cases of COVID-19 tonight, 19 for today, and 40 from over the weekend. The active cases are down to 155, and current hospitalizations up to 16 tonight. There is one new death to report.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. U.S. Supreme Court rejects New Hampshire challenge to Massachusetts income tax on remote workers. Let's take a listen to that video from WMUR News 9.
As we ease back into life with friends and family, Mahindra is here to help on the good days.
The whole company's been remote since March of 2020.
Neil McCarthy is one of 80,000 Granite Staters employed by Massachusetts companies who worked from home during the pandemic and still paid Massachusetts state income tax.
Seems to be no real justification from Massachusetts, except for just the fact that it's an emergency and they need the money and they're used to it.
It really concerns me and it makes me angry.
State Rep Kim Reif says she was furious that the U.S. Supreme Court did not step in, shutting the door on New Hampshire's lawsuit against Massachusetts over taxing Granite State residents like McCarthy.
What is income tax for? Just so the state can grab money? Because they're not utilizing any services. They're certainly not putting wear and tear on the roads.
She worries about the possible long-term impact.
One of the things that we've learned through COVID, that these businesses learn, is that they have a lot of productive employees that can now work from home. So how many of these employees are going to stay working from home and still being forced to pay Massachusetts?
In a statement to News 9, Governor Kristen Sununu says the Supreme Court is setting a costly precedent and that this decision will have lasting ramifications for thousands of Granite State residents.
And New Hampshire's congressional delegation also weighing in, criticizing the Supreme Court's decision. They plan to push for legislation to set limitations on unfair taxing. But a spokesperson for Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker says the administration appreciates the Supreme Court's decision.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Florida building collapse update. Confirmed dead. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Movie night.
Should have been watching the stove instead.
Tell me something I don't know.
With your farmer's policy per guaranteed replacement cost, your home can be rebuilt regardless of your limits.
That's really something.
Get a whole lot of something with farmer's policy perks.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
And it looks like we're going to hear from the mayor of Miami-Dade County. Let's
Here we
listen.
are, day 5, and the search and rescue work continued throughout the night. 24/7. The tireless work of our first responders. These are truly the men and women who have dedicated their lives to saving lives, and this is what they live for, to save lives. So they're out there with every resource that they need to ensure that they can search this area, they can sweep the mound with cameras, with dogs, with sonar, and additional heavy machinery that has come in to start to clear away the debris. We are exploring all possible avenues that they identify. And we're going to continue and work ceaselessly to exhaust every possible option in our search. I repeat, the search and rescue operation continues. As the governor and the congresswoman said, and the lieutenant governor, there is going to be a thorough and full investigation of what led to this tragic event. We are going to get to the bottom of what happened here. Right now, our top priority is search and rescue and find the people. And you can see we have a truly unprecedented mobilization effort underway with the full resources of our local, state, and federal government on hand already, for days already, and people coming in from around the state and around the world to assist us right here in Surfside. I am so grateful to all of the leaders and all of the teams, and especially those who are up on the mound and putting their own lives at risk to find others. This morning, we did recover another body. That brings the count to 10. The total number of those accounted for is now 135, and the total unaccounted, 151. Our detectives are working in real time right now to audit this list. We're receiving multiple calls still from family members about the same loved ones, and the information is coming from various sources. I want to stress, as we have from the beginning, these numbers are very fluid and they will continue to change. I want to provide you, as we have done and will do, the best updates as soon as we have them. Remembering that we've told the families that are waiting that they will be the first to hear, and they were the first to hear about this 10th victim that we uncovered today. So we will continue to support all of the families and loved ones who are affected with their mental health, their social service, their physical needs. They have professionals on site, a full gamut in the Family Assistance Center. The Miami Foundation, one of those that launched the donation site, is also on site to assist these families with the cash assistance they need to get on with their lives as well. And we know that, as was said, millions have been collected across these different donation sites. It's really quite incredible. So please continue to pray for the families, continue to pray for the search and rescue team, the best in the world. We have hundreds on backup. We have the people we need. We are continuing without stop. Thank you and God bless.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel.
Okay, and there you go on that update of the Florida building collapse. Again, 10 confirmed dead. And that does it for this morning edition of the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you back here later on today for another newscast. I'll have a news report coming up in a little bit. Goodbye.